On July 16, 1945, a groundbreaking event occurred in the desert of New Mexico. At 5:30 in the morning, a massive explosion lit up the sky, marking the first successful test of a nuclear bomb. This test, codenamed Trinity, was part of the top-secret Manhattan Project, led by the brilliant but troubled physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer. The explosion was far more powerful than anyone had anticipated, equivalent to 15 to 20 kilotons of TNT, and created a shockwave felt 160 kilometers away. How did this unprecedented event come to be? What drove Oppenheimer and his team to develop such a devastating weapon? Was it fear of Nazi Germany, scientific curiosity, or something more complex? This test not only changed the course of World War II but also ushered humanity into the nuclear age, raising profound questions about the ethics of scientific discovery and the responsibilities of those who wield such power. Let's explore the life of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the development of the atomic bomb, and the enduring impact of the Manhattan Project on the world. J. Robert Oppenheimer's journey to becoming the father of the atomic bomb began long before the Trinity test. Born in 1904 to a German Jewish family in New York City, Oppenheimer showed signs of brilliance from an early age. By the age of 10, he was already delving into high-level physics and chemistry, and at 12 he was invited to lecture at the New York Mineralogical Club due to his extensive knowledge of minerals. This early display of intellect set the stage for his future achievements. Oppenheimer attended Harvard University, where he completed a 4-year degree in just 3 years, majoring in chemistry, but also excelling in physics, philosophy, literature, and even Eastern religions. His passion for physics grew, leading him to pursue a PhD in theoretical physics, which he completed at the age of 23. Despite his academic success, Oppenheimer struggled with personal demons, including depression and a chain-smoking habit, which plagued him throughout his life. During the early 1930s, Oppenheimer's focus shifted from pure science to the political arena as Adolf Hitler's rise to power in Germany led to increasing persecution of Jews. Many Jewish scientists fled to America, including notable figures like Albert Einstein, John von Neumann, and Enrico Fermi. Their arrival influenced Oppenheimer, making him more politically aware and sympathetic to left-wing ideologies. He began attending political meetings and supporting labor unions and strikes, driven by a desire to make a difference in a world marred by oppression and conflict. The onset of World War II in 1939 marked a turning point in Oppenheimer's career. In August 1939, Einstein and physicist Leo Szilard wrote a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, warning that Nazi Germany might be developing nuclear weapons. This letter spurred the U.S. government into action, leading to the formation of the Advisory Committee on Uranium. The committee's findings prompted the government to fund research into nuclear chain reactions and isotope separation, laying the groundwork for what would become the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project, named after the Manhattan Engineer District of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, was officially launched on August 13, 1942. The project aimed to develop an atomic bomb before Germany could achieve the same feat. General Leslie Groves was appointed to oversee the project and chose Oppenheimer to lead the scientific efforts despite concerns about his political affiliations and connections to communism. Groves believed Oppenheimer's expertise and leadership were crucial to the project's success. The project involved multiple secret sites, including Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where the focus was on producing uranium-235 from uranium-238 through various methods, such as electromagnetic separation and gaseous diffusion. In Washington, scientists worked on producing plutonium, another potential fuel for the bomb. Oppenheimer directed the design and assembly of the bombs at a remote site in Los Alamos, New Mexico, a place he had fond memories of from his summers. One of the significant challenges was determining the critical mass of fissile material needed to sustain a chain reaction. This involved complex calculations and theoretical work, which Oppenheimer and his team tackled with dedication. They developed 2 types of bombs: Little Boy, a uranium-235 gun-type design, and Fat Man, a plutonium-239 implosion-type design. The latter required a test to ensure its feasibility, leading to the Trinity test. On July 16, 1945, the Trinity test took place in the New Mexico desert. The test bomb, known as gadget, was detonated, creating an explosion far more powerful than expected. The blast vaporized the steel tower it was mounted on, produced a shockwave felt 160 kilometers away, and sent a mushroom cloud soaring 12 kilometers into the sky. Oppenheimer, witnessing the destructive power of the bomb, famously reflected on a line from the Bhagavad Gita, underscoring the gravity of what had been unleashed. Less than a month later, on August 6, 1945, the uranium bomb Little Boy was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan, followed by the plutonium bomb Fat Man on Nagasaki 3 days later. The devastation was unprecedented, with immediate and long-term effects killing over 200,000 people. The bombings led to Japan's surrender and the end of World War II, but they also sparked ethical debates and left Oppenheimer with deep remorse. Oppenheimer's reaction to the bombings was complex. Initially, he viewed the bomb as a necessary evil to end the war, but the immense loss of life in Nagasaki deeply disturbed him. He expressed regret and advocated against further use of nuclear weapons. In a meeting with President Truman, Oppenheimer stated, "I have blood on my hands," highlighting his internal conflict. Truman, however, was angered by this admission and dismissed him from the office. Post-war, Oppenheimer became the chairman of the General Advisory Committee to the Atomic Energy Commission, where he continued to push for international control of nuclear weapons and opposed the development of the hydrogen bomb. His stance on nuclear proliferation and his left-wing connections led to political backlash during the Red Scare. In 1954, a security hearing stripped him of his security clearance, effectively ending his influence in government. Despite this, Oppenheimer's contributions to science were recognized. He returned to academia, giving lectures and continuing his research. His work. He passed away from throat cancer in 1967 at the age of 62. Oppenheimer's legacy is multifaceted. He is remembered for his pivotal role in developing the atomic bomb and advancing theoretical physics. However, he is also a cautionary figure, embodying the moral dilemmas faced by scientists whose work has profound consequences for humanity. The Manhattan Project not only changed the course of history but also left an enduring impact on how we view the responsibilities of scientific discovery and the potential for both creation and destruction that it holds.